part of the team members, and just bear with me. Like the tech side of things is definitely not something that I am fully embracing at the moment. Crikeys, fully embracing. I'm trying to get the rest of the team on here, but I'm really not trying. I'm trying to figure out how we can do it. But anyway, we're sitting here at the moment, and we've got a couple of things up and running. We've hopefully got the EP cruises. No, we don't have it. We've got it on YouTube. Live streaming on Rod Keogh Independent. So what we need to do, guys, and what I'm trying to achieve tonight. G'day, Derek. At least you're on. I was trying to get Raylene on here. Manage links. No, done. No, sorry, guys. I am trying to do a couple of things here. I'm a bit fresh on the iPad, and I generally do these on my phone. But so what we're trying to do here, guys, is introduce you a little bit to the team. Howard Emmanuel, sitting next to me, has been a very a big part of the last 5 or 6 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, about 6 weeks, right? Yeah. I thought, yeah.
And it is a little bit about, I guess, the political side of things and how we've got to where we are now. And I invite anyone, if you've got questions, please to put your questions in the bottom bottom comment there, and we can just work through it. And what you don't see now, or what we don't answer tonight, we will answer from this page. So, g'day, Raylene. How are you?
Hi, Raylene.
I was trying to get you on, Raylene, but for some reason, it's not allowing me to. It's not allowing me to add you on to this one. So we're still waiting for more people to turn up. So I'm still playing around with it. But anyway, so Raylene, Raylene is on the other side of this as well, folks. Raylene's been a big help. Raylene is over in Western Australia at the moment. And Raylene, if you want to do a quick type for us and just tell us who you are, and then I can keep going on and we'll explain as we move through it. The part of our team is Simone, so there's the 3 of us at the moment, or 4 of us. So it's myself, Howard, Simone, and Raylene. So, and through and Simone is a wealth of knowledge as well. And Simone's been g'day, Maz, and there we go. There's Maz as well. So she's Maz, and also I know that we're going to get. Click on my invite button. I'm trying to see where that is. Hang on a second. Maybe if I go that way. No, it doesn't do it. It's not allowing me to. It's not actually allowing me to. Oh, no, not that one. It's not allowing me to open up any other pages here, guys, unfortunately. So I'm a little bit. We should be a little bit more onto it. We're usually pretty good with this Facebook stuff. So Simone is on the other side of this as well. And again, between the 4 of us over the last few weeks has been definitely, I'm a gypsy based in WA, but my heart is on the West Coast. So Raylene has been a very big support for me, not only with this campaign, but Raylene's been an exceptional support for me through the whale, a bit of the whale sagas last year. So Raylene's been helping me out all the way from June last year. So no, it's been good, and having Raylene on side is with that knowledge as well has been absolutely amazing, and of course Howard here. So I guess what I might do is we'll just kick you over to Howard, and Howard can actually just introduce himself a little bit too, guys, because Howard has been he's been a bit of a rock for me over the last few weeks, getting into learning a little bit more about politics, because I have not had a great deal to do with, as everyone is aware, I haven't had a lot to do with politics over my years. and then having somebody that has politics in their blood, which is Howard next to me. So I'll just hand you over to Howard for a bit, and Howard will just have a bit of a chat with you about what's been going on with us and how he's been coaching me.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Look, I mean, maybe initially for the first day there might have been a bit of coaching required, but I have to say Rod's a pretty good student. So, and I think I remember it was about 6 weeks ago that myself, Rod, and Simone and Raylene on remote, we'll call it, we got together and we started to develop this concept for the Department of Rural Sustainability. And I'm actually proud of it, and I don't think I'm an egotistical person, but I think I'm really, really proud of it. I think it's a very forward-looking policy approach. I think it's designed to try and take this community and all rural communities across the state forward. I get a feeling, without being negative at all, that we're a little bit bogged down in our sort of lives at community level over here, and we can do better, and we can do better collectively. So I guess that's always been my focus. But Rod's a pretty good student. Yeah, look, I've really enjoyed the process. You know, we've got some negativity along the way, but that's inevitable.
Hey, Valda.
And
so everyone, so when people come in, so I'm just showing Howard how we do this as well, guys. So with with the live videos, it's been really interesting because no one does live videos. Everyone does these pre-recorded videos. So this makes it real because it's live. You know, you can't mess up this. And hang on, there's a 15-second delay between the time I speak and to when you hear it. So I'm actually onto the next subject when you're trying to type. So that's why there's a bit of a delay in some of the replies. But anyway, sorry. So as I'm just letting Howard know what I normally do with the live videos is people, and we've been doing this for years now with these live videos. And as we start to see people come online, so what we do say is, if you're jumping online, put a big hi, thumbs up. We'll respond to you guys to make sure that we always connect with everyone. And Valda, thank you very much. Hi to you.
Hi, Valda.
And thank you very much for your messages and definitely your support over the last couple of years as well. And we're absolutely proud to have you on side. So anyway, hand it back over to Howard. I know I keep gas bagging and I generally do, and I take over the stage.
Okay. Rod's a pretty sharp thinker, and it just comes out verbally.
Yeah, proverbial.
Proverbially. And no, I didn't say verbally, mate, but anyway. Look, I think I've really enjoyed the process. The only clear difference between Rod and myself is clearly evident by an official, and that's our age. And, I wouldn't have thought that had to be spelled out, to be frank with you. And,
hey, Donna. Hey, Katie Lee.
Hi, Katie Lee. Yeah.
And Donna.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much. I'll have to excuse my tech lack of skills.
Pardon? Oh, and Jackie Campbell. There you go.
Good evening, Jackie. Yeah, tech's not my fit, but yeah, look, there's a bit of a political history of myself. I don't have to go through it, you know, long term.
Explain a little bit where you're from. So what we're trying to do here is not just the political side of things, and I think it's really
personal.
I think it's really important. G'day, Peter. How are you? But I think it's really important that we take a step back from politics right now, and what people really need to do is to, g'day Jackie.
Jackie, hi.
What we really need to do is establish that connection with people, and all aside, we all 95 or 99.9% of the people want pretty much the same things. And g'day Dougie. Oh, gastropoo. Oh, I can only imagine what that is, man. Donna. But what it is we can be sitting here talking a lot about policies and politics and what we're trying to develop. But what I think that through a lot of these campaigns at the moment is it's lacking what we are as people. G'day, Adam. How are you? So and it is really.
I'm as in tears. Yeah. And g'day, Adam.
Hey, g'day him. I will tell you about that story in a bit, folks, too, with the him. But we'll get there. But so I thank you very much, Philip. So what I think it is really important, guys, is to understand the people behind, and that's why I really wanted Raylene on this today as well, because again, Raylene, and I'm going to drag my wife over here in a minute because Sim's a very big part of the foundations of this, because there's put on one of the you got to. The foundation behind a team works together, and that's how we have developed this. So these ideas haven't just purely been with me. Like, I've had and been extremely powerful with the way that I wanted to handle this and to come in and, you know, as a team, we sit around a table and it's been a weekly event. G'day, Jeffrey T. Oh yes, the Never Give Up T-shirt. And it's really, so we've had usually Sunday night we'll have a debrief night and we sit around and it generally ends up with me drinking a bottle of red wine by myself. However, politics was always the foundation of politics. Good politics was always on beer. So I'm just taking a little bit off. I'm going for red wine because it's that, you know, that the older, younger generation of politics. I don't drink too much beer, but anyway. So the teamwork in the last 6 weeks, and for everyone to be putting up with my high-strung moods at the moment, and it has been it's been a massive roller coaster. There's lots going on, lots going in the background as well. But I didn't purely just come up with these with the Department of Rural Sustainability. It was a round the table decision that we sat here and we go, what's working, what's not working. And
I remember Rod saying specifically, give me something new, give me something that I can work with, something we established a saying right at the beginning, a point of difference.
Point of difference.
We said, how are we going to get Rod a profile in this campaign? We already knew there was going to be quite a few candidates. There's 11, as you probably know by now, but it was becoming fairly clear. And so we, being an independent and making a decision, there wasn't going to be heaps of money thrown at it. We needed to get Rod a profile. So it's a point of difference. And I think we've done that. And we haven't done it just to be different, but what we had done is try and find something that we believe really serves the community well. But from a personal background, look, I mean, I love politics, so I'm pretty weird. But you know, I mean, I know a lot of people don't. My message to you is get more engaged. Get more engaged, because I think that you're going to have to, folks.
It's bringing it back to two extra large.
Take ownership.
2 extra large and an extra large, not 2 large shirts. Oh, there you go. Sorry. But hopefully you're wearing them anyway. So yeah, and it is. It's true. You know, like I think that everyone gets wrapped up in, and I find, and this is personally, you know, speaking. Like this is no bullshit. I find that the campaign process is very it's very one way, where you'll see a lot of these you know, institutions coming out saying, you know, they want the political not the campaign, the political promises, or what they want to see in the next 4 year. What's that? Policy, yeah.
And the policy mandate over a 4-year period, yeah.
So I think that it's, you know, I think I struggled with that the most, is when you go into these places and they hand you the sheet and say, oh, well, we need X, X, and X, and X. We need this in the next 4 years. Well, this is what we would like. And that is all good. You know, like I take that on board, and you have to, you take it on board and you look at it. But then being a candidate, I think, is somebody that has limited knowledge in the process. And I think that this is not just myself. There's lots of people out there right now that are in the same boat as what I am. It's like you'll get all these, hey, Rod, do you have any ideas on how to deal with the algal bloom? I'll get back to that, Caroline. But in a short answer, look, there isn't something that I know. You know, it's about, for me, I did speak to, again, I'll touch back onto that one. I will come back to this. I spoke to Faith Coleman only 2 days ago. So I'll have a bit of a chat. But anyway, so what I was saying is when we're kind of being given, when we're being given these handouts on what these institutions would like to see, is like I sat back and I really struggled with it. And because I'm one of the people, for me, I like to have a solution.
Good railing.
Rod, the strength of your platform is that it looks to the future and really tries to look on how to best to get the best for all of rural South Australia, not just for Flinders. Yeah, and that's true. And that's where I'm coming back to now, guys, is it's all good and well to have all these handouts and a lot of the...
If we can afford it.
Yeah, a lot of these promises, but a lot of these, you know, with one of them, and I'm not singling Port Lincoln out, you know, like we're looking at approximately $39 million worth of, you know, infrastructure and upgrades. And that's, we need to have these kind of things for future development. But when we get handed this as a candidate and we're going through this process and you're asking us how to help, you know, a lot of the same thing is like, all you say is, oh, we're going to advocate for this and we're going to do that and we're going to go to this person, we're going to go to that, or we're going to be looking at, you know, we've got to form a good relationship with the government of the day, you know. But, you know, what I came out of that, and that's why I've been, and I said it on my video the other night, is that we've taken a hold of the Department of Rural Sustainability because it has a lot of answers for a lot of things, and it's different than anyone else. It's been the only platform that will create a change for South Australia. So I haven't been going around saying that we need to fix our roads and we need Doppler radars and we need hospitals and we need health systems and we need all this kind of stuff. And the reason why I said that is because I'm focused on one thing at the moment, and that one thing is to create awareness to everyone right now, is that change needs to happen from the ground up, and we need to make these changes with big, bold moves. Like we can't... Lucy Hood and Professor Mike here have no effing idea regarding the algal bloom and being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars each year for their
ineptness.
Yeah. Rightio. Thanks, Jeffrey Teague. And I'm pretty sure that if you rocked up on Lucy Hood's door and said that to her, I don't think she would have a comeback for you, because I know you're about 6'8" and 150 kegs. So you're a big man.
I'll behave, Jeffrey. I promise.
So that's probably why you see, and I said to a lot of you guys out there that only 2 days ago, is that I felt a little bit light on, because, and again, this is something that I felt pretty strongly on. It's like I didn't want to, and I'm not saying wasting energy, and that's the wrong word. I didn't want to. I wanted to be able to have a look and really focus on that one policy that we can create change for the greater good. I mean, the platform that we're trying to start, and it's going to be a hard process, and I'm not, we talk about it a lot, but to get it to the point where it's implemented isn't going to be an over the night thing. It is going to be something that takes time, and the biggest part of this is that time is probably something that is, something that is going to take time, but what it's going to take more of is connection with regional South Australia. Now, I would have loved to have put this out to all the candidates and all the councils and all the right across, just so people could understand what I'm trying to get at and then get feedback. But we didn't have enough time, because like I said to you guys last year when we started this campaign, that I wasn't going to say much until I had some sort of an idea on what my movement forward is. Hey, can you close that? Sun's in my eyes.
Yeah, good, Raylene. I don't disagree with you at all there.
So, what I can see, that's dead right. So that's kind of where I sit with. Sorry, guys, the sun's shining here and it's right in my eyes. So that's why I've been a bit light on and haven't been trying to keep my focus on trying to set this up and give and really push this out into the community so we get that community support. And so far, we've had very few people that have come back and just said it's not going to work, or we don't support it. Like, see that the big bold change. The bold change is what creates the bold changes. The big bold move is looking at how we can work together as a regional South Australia and implement something that is for everyone, and everyone's going to benefit out of that.
And it's also going to be efficient too, Rod. I mean, we have we have an obligation to the South Australian taxpayer to spend their money wisely, and I think that's undergirded our campaign right from day one. We don't just go out there and start making promises that probably you're not going to be able to be supported by Treasury. So we've tried to make sure, and that's what Rural Sustainability Department is all about. It's about co-opting staff from existing. So, and Rod and I have had, and Simone have had this discussion many times, but it is really about absolute minimal budget impact. So it does have the taxpayer's pocket into consideration at all times. I think that's appropriate. I don't want to go vis-a-vis with other candidates, but what you'll generally see is the same thing, is that there's spending promises all over the place. That money has to come from somewhere, and I'm not in the business of making empty promises that can't be fulfilled, and you won't find any of that in our campaign. I can assure you of that.
Yeah, and I think that's where it comes back to now, is like we've been very quiet, and we're sitting in the background, and I think that the saturation, I think now with this community kind of chat tonight, this will go out, and I'm hoping that it gets shared out. And I don't want to drag it on for too long, but I know that people like to hear and talk, and they come in and out, and I know how these all work, but it's really important. You know, that's kind of where we stand on implementing something that is going to be beneficial for everyone in regional South Australia. So, and on saying that, you know, like it benefits. You know, I don't know if it benefits Adelaide, but take some of their funding, they might not get their golf course or their motorbike track. But anyway,
I mean, I don't want to be negative at all, but they probably haven't had us as a major consideration for quite some years. I don't want to go city country. I mean, it doesn't serve us well, but I do think that given the contribution we make to the state's overall benefit, that we do need a little more support out here, and not support in a sort of a welfare-based type. There's nothing wrong with that under the right circumstances, but it's encouragement, and it's an undergirding of our effort. And by that I mean base funding and taking on board some initiatives that people over here. There's bright people. They know what they need. They know what they want. They've been here for considerable periods of time. We do need to be listened to more. And once again, that's what the Department of Sustainability is all about, or rural sustainability is all about. It's about a pronged approach in the government that they really can't ignore. It sits side by side with every other department, doesn't it, Rod?
It does.
That's the way we've designed it. We want to be heard. There's nothing arrogant about that at all. It's about basic rights. And this is not a complaint session, but it is that we really need to go forward as a community so we can continue, I think, to contribute to individual and community health here, but at the same time, the overall health of South Australia. I'm not a long-term South Australian resident, but I am a very proud one at this point in time. And we have some struggles, but we can work through those together. We've got really, really high quality people in this small community here. There's some very, very high quality people. All we need to do is gel and come together. And I would suggest to you that even after the end of this campaign, no matter what the outcome, some people might like to stay on board and just put their ideas forward and help us go forward together.
I think, you know, even win or lose, you know, like this was never something that I came into thinking that I was going to win, but, you know, like it'd be nice to say that we're going to get over the line with that authenticity. And now this is really interesting that we're coming into something, you know, and we keep saying this, the point of difference, doing politics different. And that's kind of where we're sitting right now. And we've been, it's so true, Jackie. And I have to give it to Howard. Like Howard, I have to sometimes stop and tell Howard, you know, just like hang on, layman's terms, explain it to me, just tone it down a little bit, and tell me how it is in Rod terms. So Howard has to slow it down to about like minus 10, and then even then he has to explain it to me about another 5 times before I do. It does sink in. But
it does sink in very rapidly, mate. You've been wonderful. You need to pat yourself on the back. Yeah,
and I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Mum. You know, like now you look at what you've done. But anyway, it's been amazing. Win or lose, I think this has definitely opened. It's made me very grumpy at the moment. I'm tired and I'm over it. But on the flip side of this, I believe that what we've started is something. I think we've started a bit of a movement as such, where we need to probably capitalise on this as well. If I lose this election, heaven forbid, and you guys better be voting for me out there, I tell you that now. Otherwise, that's it. You're not going to get any live videos in Fowler's Bay this year. No, just joking.
Thanks.
But yeah, so that is it, guys. Sorry if you don't vote for me and if you don't show me your votes, that's it. No live videos for you this year. Nah, just joking. I'll do that because I love doing it anyway. But we need to create and keep the momentum going, and we need to keep the pressure on government. And I think it has definitely opened my eyes up a little bit to the changes that we potentially can do if you're willing to stand above the rest and say something different. Yeah. And I honestly believe that, and I will continue to move forward. And I've made some just about the rural sustainability now, guys. You know, like that is a really big thing for me. But what I have learned over the last 6 weeks is some of the I've met some of the most amazing people, and I feel, and honestly, Rod, I wish you all the best all the way here from the Fluoro to get there for the Wales season. I hope to see you there, Amy, this year. But this is it's a big thing. Like I have, you have to step into, and you've got to lower your guard to interact with some people. Back in the bin if you keep back in the bin if you're keeping the lip up. And the bin folks, so Graham has known me in a past life as a saturation diver, so he's yeah, back in the bin. Well, so if I'm going back into saturation, guys, I'm pretty sure that my wife will divorce me, because what we do get what we call sat thoughts in there, which is usually spending a shitload of money. so it's either one or the other, but anyway, so watch out for the dark horse, always absolutely.
Right.
So but what I'm saying is like what this process has taught me has been nothing but sheer awesomeness, because I've had to teach. Now I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert, and that's something that yeah.
Really, Rod?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
And so for me, it's having to put on a whole new, and it's not an act. It's like I'm absolutely embracing the change. I was never a public speaker in a sense. Like in my own domain, I could talk the walls. I could chew the walls off the paint. Like whatever the word is. But anyway, but then when you put me in a scenario like, okay, what do you call it?
What about the candidates from last Thursday night in Port Lincoln? I mean,
absolutely.
Rob was tapped on the shoulder to be first up out of 7 that were present. That's not an easy task. His opening address was wonderful, and I really do mean that. I'm not paying false patronage here at all. It was absolutely brilliant. He did not miss one word. So for an introvert, I'm quite introverted as well. So I suppose in the public sphere, when we have to, we can become extroverted. But I think we sit together pretty well. I've always given Rod last call because I think that is his honour as the candidate who's doing the majority of the work. I've always said the final decision is yours. And another thing, we've undergirded our campaign with decency. I've always said to Rod, we treat everybody with decency, even if they come back to us in a negative sense. We don't respond to that. We're about injecting positivity into the community and developing better human relationships. Even if we don't win this particular process, that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. We know we've tried our hardest. We would like to win, obviously, because it's a platform we'd like to insert into the community. But at the end of the day, it's always been on fairness. It's always been on positivity. It's always been caring for the other person, including the other candidates, I might add, and treating their effort with all due respect, because it's been a huge effort from everybody.
Absolutely. Like it's a big undertaking. Now, what I really feel, I like I said, I a little bit abrupt yesterday when I said that if anyone was to dig in at the candidates on the Eyre Peninsula, I'll definitely I'll call them out. I've got absolutely I got no time, and I have no tolerance for that kind of behaviour from anyone. And I hope the people that are in, I really do hope the people that are in this election or in the Flinders candidate, and we're all from here, that we act with the same sense of respect of each other, whether you like our platforms or not. I honestly believe that everyone's got a right for a voice, and that's why there's 11 candidates here at the moment. And may the best man win. And that's just the way this runs, but you've got to respect the people that have put their hand up to be here and do this. And we've been very lucky through this campaign. I think out of the 6 weeks that I've been running this, and I've been very quiet as well, is that we haven't had the negative feedback like some of the others. And I feel lucky, because we haven't, we treat everyone with the same respect as what I expect to be treated with as well. And that's something different as well. And we just want to do we just want to be different. We want to look at the good in everything, not not the bad. We look at what we have, not what we don't have. Look at what we can do as a community together if we align. And I keep saying aligning the communities is probably one of the biggest fights that we're going to have. Is that whoever gets into this, and I'm not talking about myself, they need to connect with people. And if you can connect with people and get people to form an alliance, and it's like, and I'll use the analogy, and we shouldn't really use it because there's one going, but it's like going to war. If people trust you when you're going into war, they'll stand behind you, and they'll stand on your shoulders, and they'll fight for you. Now, and if people trust their leader, and a member of Parliament or the seat of Flinders, he's not your leader, but he's a person that will go to war for you as an electorate or you as a region, because he believes he's got the troops behind him, which is you guys or the people out in the communities. And if you have the respect for that person and you give him the encouragement to move forward and speak up, his voice will be stronger when he's got not only just the community behind him, but everyone. He's got the region behind him. So I think that's the biggest challenge. And even getting into, let's say we win this, it's not about what I can do for you. It's about forming the alliances first and forming the relationship.
What we can do together as a God, I think, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So part of leadership is he or she will encourage and inspire the community so we go forward as one body. That may sound a bit like a cell, but it's not, believe me. No. The only way we're going to be heard is an isolated rural region, and we are. Yeah. And we are definitely that way, and that's the way they treat us at the moment.
All for one for all, that's absolutely right.
And, we stand divided, we fall, and we need to remember that. So the job of a leader, be it he or she, is to take us forward together, to inspire, to promote the dignity and integrity of every individual, and that's their intelligence, that's their moral approach, that's their ethics, that's that whole package we get in an individual. We put all that together. I don't really want to go forward, just for the heck of it anyway. I'm not about trying to buy our way into office. I'm not about trying to say, we're going to trade off our sort of moral base, just to get into office. That's not what it's about. We've got a future here to consider. What Rod and I and Simone are doing, and Raylene, is to build a platform for that future. So it has to be based on fundamental human decency, okay? Then we go together, we get the best out of ourselves, and it's a natural progression that we get the best out of everybody else. Over to you, Rod.
Well, I'm going to introduce Simone because she's sitting here shaking her head at me, and she's coming across here because Sim's been a very big part of the regional community here with her work, and Sim has a very big input in a lot of the stuff that especially when it comes into that general well-being and health of people. So Simone, over you come. Thank you. Sim's going to just introduce herself a little bit too, guys, and what it is, and to have a diverse team like we do now, by having.
Can I see here?
No, you're right. I'll sit on your lap there, Howard. Should be right.
Okay, mate. Wouldn't be the first time.
So this is the other part of our team here, folks. And the only one wearing a bloody shirt today is me, and I feel very, very I don't even have. Yeah, you're all sacked. Honestly,
that's my Irish background. I can't help it. It's invert nationalism.
So it's Simone, folks, and Simone is my wife, my partner, my soulmate, the love of my life. Sorry, she is. But Simone's been part of the community here, working with Centacare, and Simone has had a very massive impact on my life in general, because
me too.
I have to come home to her. But anyway, but what Simone does for the community and for Ceduna and for people is absolutely amazing. So part of the health and well-being and a lot of the stuff that I have heard has come from Simone, and a lot of the stuff when we start talking about, okay, the other priority for me, which is a Flinders priority, is the regional transport. The regional transport is, that was my idea. But on top of that, Simone and Howard put a lot of their stuff behind it of why that would benefit regional or us as a region. And not only that, but the health and well-being of kids, families, domestic violence, healthcare, mental health issues. Now, I'll hand you over to Sim for a couple of seconds, and then Sim's just going to give you a little bit of an introduction. So Sim's another, no, Sim's Sim is an absolute intricate part of the team, and she holds the ship together when I'm absolutely losing my shit. But anyway, so there you go.
And intellectually, I might add, Simone is at the apex.
So, Sim, over to you.
Very flattering. It's a very different story when he's offline. So I guess from my perspective, over the last sort of 10 years, I've been on that journey of social work. It's really opened my eyes a lot to living in rural communities and the challenges that we experience out this way, which are very, very unique and very different to metro areas. And we find this happening a lot when it comes to funding allocations and I guess what we are funded to be able to do within this space. So those huge disparities between the regions is a massive impact on us. There's a lot of gaps out this way, and I'm not just talking out Ceduna, Streaky Bay, where I'm talking right across our electorate and right across regional communities. And something that I've really struggled with over the years is the red tape, the bureaucracy, working within systems that just don't work, and particularly don't work our way. So, child protection, mental health, domestic violence, homelessness,
Suicide's a big one at the moment too,
absolutely. And we are seeing a lot of people struggling out this way, and the resources that we have available to support them just aren't good enough. So Rod's been listening a lot to my gripes over the years. And I guess this is a good opportunity for us to
make change.
Yeah, to create change, to come across as a united front from that social services, mental health sector, from my perspective, and Rod's perspective as well, from environmental industry sector as well. So it's been an interesting journey. I've actually for years I've always been thinking about getting into social policy because I'm so sick of whinging about things that aren't working. So I guess this is kind of our opportunity to work towards that change that we're wanting to see.
And I think it's really important that we actually, between Simone and I, we've had we've got a lot of varying experience, and everyone talks about lived experience, but show me lived experience. You show me what lived experience, or tell me what lived experience really is. Now, we've lived it, we've breathed it, we've set business up, we've set up business in remote parts of the world, remote parts of South Australia. Sim has studied, went back to uni after we sold our business in Fowler, the caravan park in Fowlers, to study the social work. So we've had to, we've always been wanting to create change in some way, and the whale watching does that as well. I love the whale watching because you change somebody's life right there and then in the moment, and you can see it happening. And the impacts that has for myself is huge. I keep doing it and I keep fighting the fight because it's not about me. It's about what that moment of moment of happiness does for somebody is lasting forever. And some people that we deal with, and it's really evident when later in life, when let's say somebody hasn't had, I'll use whales because everyone loves whales. So what happens is that memory, they'll die with that memory, and it was a happy one. What I mean? It sounds a little bit more morbid, but it isn't. But you change somebody's for life. Now, living and hearing what Sim has been going through in the regional health system has been heartbreaking. Some days that Sim comes back and vents, and of course, Sim, the confidence side of things, so there's no names, but stories that you do hear. You just want to wrap some of these people up and help them, you know, and this is a really good opportunity, and like to come into this this position and to even think of running for a seat like this, it's huge. It holds huge weight, and it's not just me now. Like this is a team. Like, you know, when we come into this, it's not about what I can deliver. It's about the team around you. Now, if you've got a really good team around you, you have a very, very good opportunity of creating proper change for people, you know, like for lives and for the lifestyle of people. And it's really, really important. Now, having Sim behind me and and why I wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for Sim and her position.
I've got a phrase that I'm just thinking. Can I just interrupt a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
It's called compassionate intellect, and that's Simone. I'd like to be compassionate intellect. You're a partner of compassionate intellect, mate, and you've got your L plates on, and you do incredibly well. Okay, and that's the way it is. But look, I'm not being presumptuous. I like to think I'm an extremely good friend of Simone's, and that's why I'm sitting here today. And that's no disrespect to Rod.
Thanks, mate. I'm here about me at all, wasn't it?
Yes, it's a co-joint. Because there was perhaps something I can contribute, and this is the way that I show my respect for both Simone and Rod, is to try and make some sort of a contribution. But I do mean compassionate intellect is the way of the future. That's what I was trying to articulate 5 or 10 minutes ago. If we're going to go together as a community, we want to go together on the right moral platform. So we send the right message to the next generation. So when they come up and take leadership roles in this community, straight away they're acting with dignity and empathy and respect of every other person in the community. We don't just want to go forward. We want to go forward into a better future than perhaps we're sort of experiencing at the moment, when too many people are falling by the wayside. I saw a comment then about, you know, bureaucracy takes lives. And in one sense, you're right. When we get bogged down in bureaucracy, we're not getting outcomes. I don't want to be political here, but that's what the Department of Rural Sustainability is all about. It's about breaking those log jams and getting a decision a whole lot quicker than what's historically been the case. If you're sitting out here on the margins of government, and that's how I term it, you're sitting out here on the margins of government, you need something really succinct and strong to get you straight into the apex of the government making process. That's why we developed the Department of Rural Sustainability. It's an apex instrument, but I don't just want to go in there. We want to go in, or we as a team, we want to go in there with that right ethical platform that values every single person in this electorate. If we have differences, the better way forward is to talk through those differences. We don't stand off at a distance and metaphorically throw things at people. That doesn't achieve anything at all, particularly under our current circumstances.
I think, and that's where politics has gone lately. It's more like a...
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's like, and I think that, and this is a really good chance for people to vote the right way, and, you know, talking a little bit about voting at the moment as well, and, you know, pre-polls open tomorrow. And I said, if you don't vote for me, that's it. There's no more live videos.
Can we say thanks?
I think something that I just want to throw in here and just clear up a little bit as well is there has been a lot of assumptions made around Rod's reason for actually jumping into this space, because obviously a lot of people know Rod through the whale tours, and over the last almost year, they've heard a lot come from Rod regarding, you know, decisions that have been made around our business, and also to how he's been feeling being made about us. But I want everyone to bear in mind that, like I said, for the last 10 years, I've been on this social work journey. Stories that I've been telling him about decisions being made in Adelaide, the way that they're made, and the way that they truly do not understand regional areas, the limitations that we experience because of these decision areas, has been something that he's been hearing for a very long time. One of the other catalysts was his father passing away.
Thanks, Felder.
You know, and how he slipped through the cracks because of the regional health system. That was another really big catalyst for this. The thing that did top it off was the decisions that were made very quickly about our business without consultation. And that kind of sealed the deal for him to say, this is actually a structural problem. This is happening across the board, not just with tourism businesses, not just with farming, not just with social services, not just with healthcare. It's happening across the board in regional areas where decisions are being made impact us majorly, but the people making the decisions have no idea. They've never been on the ground. They don't understand how things work. And we need to work on changing that. And the only way that we're going to change that is by changing the decision-making process, which is where we're bringing in that Rural Sustainability Department.
Mm. And it's true, you know, like, thanks, Max.
Thanks, Max.
Yeah,
I can't even read that.
So it says, Rod, Simone and the kids, huge respect to all of you for the effort, sacrifice and passion you've put into this journey. Whatever happens, it takes courage to stand up and have a go for your community. Wishing you all the best. Absolutely, Max. And
Thanks, Max.
I value your support and friendship along the way, mate. I have bounced a lot of stuff off of you in the last 6 months as well, not only with this political agenda, but with the business as well. So, no worries, bub. Your mum said, well said, bub.
Oh, thanks, Mum.
But it is, you know, like when, and I have to, like, we've had, you know, like we talk a bit about, you know, and this is a little bit of a, you know, Q&A, but it is also to get to know the people behind me. Now, it's equally as important to understand the people behind the person that is willing to step up to this, because it's not, and like I said to Simone from the very start, it's this isn't just about me now. It's like we've got to be committed into this together, and we've you know, Howard and I formed a very interesting.
Adding people on the way.
Howard and I have become had formed a very interesting friendship, and I value Howard. Like I love him. He's just such an amazing guy.
Thank you, mate. I'm not enough to be Rod's dad, by the way, folks. So, but I never pull rank, and I wouldn't dare. He's bigger than me. We've had a pretty good time.
And if Tony Savage is on there, you know, like. But anyway, so it is. It's last year, and it wasn't from last year. This stems back from years of years, and I think I've done a pretty good job of. I've had a very good apprenticeship of fighting government departments, and it's been around about 5 years of being extremely.
In one sense,
I have been very strong on my beliefs, and again, opinions are like everyone's got one. But what I do believe is that, you know, like, if you don't question or don't ask questions, you'll never find the answers. And unfortunately, when we're asking questions, we don't find the answers, and that has played a very big part in the last 4 years of the Department of Environment and the fights that we've had. But this goes right up to the top level, you know, like sending letters to the Premier and the ministers that, you know, realistically should have people in their mind, they're public servants, and this is a job that I'll be getting into. It's like we work for the people, and we have to be available for the people, and that's one thing that, you know, you have to be there all the time for them. We've asked the questions, we've got no responses, so there is a fire behind decisions, and it's not about my business, but it's about the process of where we're sitting right now. Yeah. And I've done my apprenticeship, and I think that I definitely don't back down from any argument or any fight. And, you know, if I was wrong, I would always admit that I was wrong. Not to my wife, though. Can't say that.
You don't have to admit it. I already know.
But at the end of the day, you know, you've got to question, and if you don't question, you don't get answers. So here we are now, and we're in the final week. A week from today, the polls will officially open across South Australia, and today was not. It was a little bit of a question and answering, but I more so wanted South Australia to understand who they are with. And who they might be voting for. So the team is here. Unfortunately, Raylene Maz is always, she's like a massive part of the team.
Yeah.
Maz is there as well, and everyone knows.
Extraordinary dignity.
everyone knows Maz. And I think that that's lacking from this whole campaign is what people are you voting for? You know, and if it was me, if I was standing on the outside, right, looking at the people for who they are, because it's not about what they're promising or what policies they have right now because they're a candidate. What you should really be doing now is looking at the person behind the speech and who supports them. And it's a really big thing because strong structure is going to create change. And if you've got no structure behind you, or if you don't have any of that behind you, then I don't think you're going to succeed in this. So my team is my rock. The decisions they're not just me. I'm not the only, and I definitely I'm definitely not the only one that's coming up with all these amazing ideas. Like it's a communal, it is an effort between all four of us that we've been sitting down, and Raylene's a very big part of this as we sit down on the Sunday nights and we communicate together to find what the best path forward is for us as a team, but also what is going to be beneficial for the people out in regional South Australia. I'm not even talking about our electorate, it's about everyone, what's going to benefit everyone. A lot of people are forgetting there's too much. I think we need to take a step back a little bit and look at what good things we do have now and how we can build on it to create a more sustainable South Australia. Whether you're in the city or you're in the country, now is not working, and we need to make these changes. So, look, guys, sorry, Caroline, I haven't actually. So my last, I will before we do sign off, guys, because we've been on for nearly an hour. Look, the algal bloom it's a big thing. There's a lot of knee-jerk around the algal bloom, and there's a lot of people trying to blame a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, science, we don't physically know where and how this is all. Well, we know how it's moving, but the impacts are absolutely devastating for regional communities. And I think that the algal bloom in itself, we can't stop it. We have to ride the wave. There is other places throughout the world that have got something similar, and some have had the algal bloom for, 18 months to 3 years. But what we do have to do as a community is rally behind the people that are affected by it. And this is where we need to look at, and again, this is where the Department of Rural Sustainability would come in really handy, is because they would be looking at what needs to happen for these communities that are directly affected. And it's all region. It's not just regional, it is city here, but we need to make good positive step forwards to support the people that are losing their businesses, because business is the backbone of South Australia, regional businesses around South Australia, and figure out how we can make that change and how we can look after or create more opportunities for them. So the fish and the fish life and the ecosystem, the marine ecosystem, has been absolutely decimated by this, and it keeps moving forward. Good scientific knowledge and information on the movement needs to be definitely open. This is where I will call it out. Department of Environment and PIRSA on the algal bloom have had all the chances in the world to be open and honest about the way that this has been moving, but because this is being used as a political cookie at the moment.
Yeah, that's a good point,
Because it is being used as a political cookie at the moment, the information is not being given to the public, and I think that is absolutely outrageous, and like a lot of little things. But like I said, not here to anyone or bag them, but I think the state government could be doing better to support and to give people the information that they require. But anyway, guys, what I'd love to say from us and the team here is that, look, we are coming into the vote, and the voting, please be very, very do your due diligence on who you're going to vote for.
Please do.
I'm not even, like I said, I'd never say vote for me either, but I want you to.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
Vote for you. No,
So
not
they
me.
can say it, but I
Right.
can't because I'm just not that kind of person, and I'm not here to. I'm here to give you the information that you want. I'm here as the person that is not willing to back down. I definitely not saying that I'm a perfect individual, but what I have got is what a lot of people don't have, and that is compassion for a lot of people and the ability to connect with pretty much anyone that I speak to. So
And you don't compromise your values, Rod. That's been my journey with you and Simone as a
Not at all.
family. There's a very strong moral platform here.
look, and that's it. And we haven't varied from. I've been asked to do a lot of things through this campaign that I didn't feel comfortable with, and I definitely wouldn't. So investigate cause of algal bloom, then how to minimise, prevent in future.
I know a bit of the science, Raylene, but I can share that with you another time. But
Can't fix anything if you don't say absolutely well done. Thank you very much. So, yeah, there you go, folks. We will not. If you see us at the polls or any of the crew that are wearing the t-shirts, please feel free to go down there and ask them if you want to know a little bit more about me or just a bit about how to vote. Please feel free to connect, even if you want advice or help. Please reach out to me or any one of our team or anyone that you see wearing a t-shirt. They'll give you the information that you are well and truly required. Whatever.
you're a fundamental part, you are a fundamental part of getting Rod into Parliament. We can't do it without you guys, and I think he's worked incredibly hard. There is a point of difference. We started off, we wanted a point of difference. Without being arrogant in any way, I think we have achieved that. I think we do stand out because we are doing original things. We're putting new ideas forward. Progress has always been in human societies based on putting new ideas forward. That's how it happens. You can't think along static lines because you just stay in a static position. We're going forward because we've got some very strong people here who know their own minds. They've been through a few life experiences. All that together in a bit of a pot, we mix it all up and we're coming out with a very, very strong message to people. Let's go forward together as a community. We need strong leadership. I've been with Rod for a couple of months now. He leads very, very effectively together with Simone. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure. It is, guys. It's been an amazing, like I said, an amazing journey to get to where we are now. Something that it feels surreal. You never think as a person that has never really been into politics that you would be sitting here in a position in a week's time. They're running for an election, and you're one of 11 people that 26,000 people have to vote for. Now, 1 vote, 10 votes, 1,000 votes. Look, that 1,000 or that 25 or that 1 vote that I might get, that is one person that believed that I could do something to help or change. So 1 vote's a win in my books. Just to have one person, and I know I've already got 1 vote.
Three.
But honest to God, guys, it isn't about win or lose. It's been an amazing adventure. I've made some very, very strong contacts. I definitely wouldn't. This wouldn't be the last hurrah. Like, there'll be something potentially in the future that, using a lot of the information that I have and the connections that I have made. I think we can create something anyway. It actually has ignited a fire in my belly to push for change or facilitate or help facilitate a better well-being for people. Like I said, regardless win or lose, I think that it's something that I've always been passionate about helping people, and this is just another move forward that I might be able to do in the future. So
Can I just chuck in a quick thought? I've just got this thought rising up like a bubble.
Go for it. It's like a little fart bubble.
And I thought to myself, we have an obligation to keep ourselves well so we can give the best we can to those around us. And I think as a campaign, this is starting to come through at the moment. I think the 3 individuals sitting here, we do care for our own personal health. That's for a couple of reasons, because we believe that life's a better experience when you have a better personal life experience or health experience, but we'd like to keep weight off the public health dollar as well. So it's a message to the community without me trying to patronise you at all times. Try and take good care of yourself. Do the right thing in relation to your diet, your exercise routine, all these sorts of things. You can achieve, I do really believe, better things if you keep yourself well. Everything is operating at a premium level. Then when you come together as a campaign team like this, I think it really starts to show. I believe that's where some of the strong and original thinking has come from. There's some people sitting here, without being egotistical, that take a little bit of pride in keeping ourselves well, because we believe it's right for ourselves and for the community. This is what's pushing us forward, Raylene and Maz, of course. So it's not big. It's nowhere near as big as any of the others, but it is still being heard. And that's, I think, because we're going forward together and we're going forward on a platform of good health.
Thank you very much for tuning in for the last hour. And I'll endeavour to keep you informed. I'm not going to saturate you all over the next week. I'll do a live video to keep you all up to date and entertained. I'm sure somebody's going to annoy me, and if somebody annoys me, if somebody annoys me, it usually is on a live video. But please feel free to call, connect, reach out. I'm always here. Like I said, I'm always here. I'm only a phone call away, and I do get back to most people if they do. Sometimes they don't. Apart from his wife, I don't get back to her. Usually I see the phone and I was like, holy shit. I'm usually riding my motorbike then. But anyway, all right, guys. Lots of love out there. Remember, guys, it takes more muscles in your face to frown than what it does to smile. So please put a big smile on your dial. 1 week to go. And we will be sitting there on Saturday night next week counting
our votes.
Getting shit-faced.
You might be able to, mate. You might have interviews to do. You don't know.
Anyway, all right, guys. I really do, from the bottom of my heart and the team behind the madness here, which is me. Thank you very much. Flippy Flappy Friday is going to be back on, Donna. Don't you worry about that. So a smile a day keeps the doctor away. Yes, it is. So if you have been watching this, please put your postcode in the box down below so I know where you are. And if you're not from Flinders, don't worry, I don't care. Nah, just joking. But folks, again, I value the support that I get. Like I say, the people that are following me right now are the people that have been following me for years. From the very bottom of my heart, I do say thank you very much. You guys have been a rock behind the decision as well. We're all in it together. We're all in it as a team. And that's it. Never give up. Peace, blue skies, and campaign trails. Later, guys.
Go, Rod. Well done, guys.
That's like a 15-minute closure.
Yeah, it was a bit of an elongated one, but that's okay. We wanted to get the message across.
Ramble.
Yeah, you know what, people? That's what I do.
My share of it.
But that's what I do on the live videos in the morning.
Yeah, look, I think this is very, very people-based. It's lovely, really, compared to some of the other dry mechanical stuff, really.